defensive possessions, guarding some of the best players in the world. And we knew going in what we're going to get every night from Nikola, from Jamal. And then you always wonder, well, who's going to step up and be that third scorer? And tonight for us, obviously, Jeremy came through in a big, big way on both ends of the floor. So, proud of Jeremy. It was great to see him have some success offensively because he's been working so hard at it. So his hard work was paid off tonight.
Next, we'll go to Harrison Wind. Harrison, go ahead.
Hey, Michael, obviously a big night for Jamal. He hit a lot of big shots for you guys, but some of the other parts of his game, I mean, how he was hitting Nicole on a lot of those pocket passes, specifically his passing, like how big of an improvement have you seen from him in that, like over the last year, I'd say?
Yeah, I think it's really improved. And when you look at these 3 series we've played so far, he's starting to get the respect from the other teams and their game planning. They're blitzing him. They're double teaming him. They're giving him so many different looks. And that's what, part of being an all NBA type of player is about. And when you do that, you have to be a willing passer. So he gets 12 assists tonight, 4 turnovers. Obviously, as a team, we were up big in that fourth quarter. We allowed them to make it a game. They went to their zone. They turned up the pressure. And I believe we had 9 turnovers in the fourth quarter alone, which can happen. We eventually settled down, and Jamal made some big, big baskets down the stretch. But, yeah, I would say Jamal is a complete basketball player. He's not just a scorer. He's a playmaker. He can rebound for his position. And I think these 16, 17 playoff games has been the best stretch of defense that I've ever seen him play.
Next, we'll go to Malika Andrews. Malika, go ahead.
You guys were the team last game that was down big and then battled back, and then there was that yo-yo down the stretch. Being on the other side of that, does that help you in any way that you've been in their shoes into that mindset so you know what you're playing against?
Yeah, well, the clock starts moving really slow, and especially when you have LeBron putting his head down and driving, Anthony Davis out there. But we know that there's a lot of time left. No lead is safe, especially against a team like that. And that's where I'm not sure what they cut it to, Malika, whether it's 1 or 3, but it got to be really close. And that's when I was proud that we gave up our lead, but we didn't collapse. We withstood their run, their punch, and we had the poise to get ourselves out of it. And, that's a sign of a team that's been in a lot of close games, to your point, and has won a lot of close games in the last 3-4 years.
All right, next we'll go to Mark Kisla. Mark, go ahead.
Basically following up on that, because my idea was you lost a really tough one in game 2, and they close it to 99-96 here. What gave you the belief that this time your guys would close it out and win this game?
Well, I think for me, what gave me the belief is that we've been one of the best closing teams and clutch teams in the last few years, and led by Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. And then when you had Jeremy Grant making the plays that he was making, and we believe, this is to me kind of similar to last series. Game 1, the Clippers blew us out. Game 2, we win. We felt in game 3, we gave that game away against the Clippers. Well, the way we look at this situation coming into tonight was they blew us out in game 1. Game 2, we gave away at the end. And so we had to right that wrong and try to get a game under our belt, which we did tonight. So this gives us just that much more confidence, kids, going into this series, letting them know that we're here, we're in this for the long haul, and we're going to continue to fight and do whatever we can.
Next, we'll go to Rachel Nichols. Rachel, go ahead.
Jamal Murray's growth between last year's playoff and this year's playoffs is pretty exceptional. What would you say has gone into that?
It's funny. Jamal and I have so many conversations, one-on-one conversations, a tremendous relationship with him, which I really value. And he came to me last year, kind of after the playoffs, and he says, Coach, what drives me crazy and I hate is that when you say I'm inconsistent. And he said, and what bothers me is that you're right. He goes, I know that I have to be more consistent. And so I think he's made it a personal challenge because good players are inconsistent. They can get 30 one night and the next night they get 8. Great players bring it every night. And I think what I've seen from Jamal this year, aside from the growth defensively, which has been tremendous, and just I'm so proud of him in that regard. But now I know every night what I'm getting from Jamal. Last year we knew what we were getting from Nikola. What kind of game will Jamal have? That's no longer the case. We have 2 superstars. We have two superstars in Nikola and Jamal, and a lot of other really good, young, talented players behind them. So I think the difference from last year to this year, Rachel, is just that consistency and the confidence that we all have in Jamal.
Next, we'll go to Sam Amick. Sam, go ahead.
Michael, I'm curious, the last 48 hours, we see you 2 nights ago with that gut punch and the pain that comes with that kind of a loss. Did you like what you saw from the guys yesterday, and how did you get, back in a good space mentally to pull the cover?
Yeah, I had no doubt, Sam, that we were going to show up tonight. And the reason I didn't have any doubt is because we've won 6 straight elimination games. Everybody always has us packing our bags and leaving, but we're not ready to go. For some reason, we love this bubble. I can't explain that, but this team loves the bubble. And yesterday when we met and we watched the film, I started off by watching the last play of the game. Get the elephant in the room out of the way. Let's talk about this play, what happened. And when we're in this situation again, let's learn from it. Yes, we all take ownership. Let's learn from it. But after that, my goal was when we got done with that film, they saw so many positive clips of us doing the right things, which put us in a position to win. And now we had to do that for more than just a second half. We had to do it for 4 quarters. And tonight we did it at a high level for 3 in the 4th quarter. Obviously, we'll work on our zone offense tomorrow and taking care of the basketball, but a very resilient group. And I think this group has proven that time and time again.
We have time for one more. We'll end with Matt Moore. Go ahead, Matt.
Michael, you went to a lineup with Jeremy Grant, the 5. You played PJ Dozier in this series, things that you haven't used a lot in the postseason. What was it that made you go to Grant at the 5, and how important is it for you to keep trying new things, even in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, I think that's what coaching is. You go into games with a certain mindset of this is my rotation, this is who I'm playing, but each game takes on its own personality. Jeremy Grant was having a great game. I like Jeremy Grant guarding Anthony Davis. I like Jeremy Grant guarding LeBron James. Last year in OKC, Jeremy Grant was a power forward and a backup center. So he's shown his versatility, what he can do. And that group was playing really well. So I stayed with it to start the 4th quarter because there was no reason to go away from it. So, as a coach, you want to put the 5 guys on the floor that are going to give you the best chance to win. Now, that might be a different player or group every single night. I trust all of our players, from PJ, from, obviously Jeremy as a 5, and we're going to do whatever it takes to try to win these games.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.